A few days from now, specifically on Thursday, June 11th, 2026, the 2026 FIFA World Cup officially begins. And that's exactly why I decided to upload this video with my predictions for the tournament. I honestly think this could be a very special World Cup, because it will probably be the last one for several football legends such as Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Luka Modric, and many others. Because of that, the 2026 FIFA World Cup could mark the end of an era and the final farewell of an entire generation of football icons. And honestly, that's a big part of what motivated me to make this video. That said, I want to make something clear right from the beginning. This video is purely about predictions. I'm not going to talk about the teams I personally want to win. I'm going to talk about the teams I believe are most likely to win based on my analysis. Sometimes I may mention who I'd like to see win, but just because I want a team to win doesn't mean I think they actually will. This is a prediction video, not a personal favorites video. So without further ado, let's get started. Group A. In Group A, we have South Korea, Mexico, South Africa, and the Czech Republic. My prediction is that Mexico finishes first in the group and the Czech Republic finishes second. I think South Africa has a very high chance of ending up last, which would leave South Korea in the third place. Why? Because Mexico and the Czech Republic have better overall competitive balance. South Korea competes well, but they usually struggle against very physical European teams. South Africa, in my opinion, has too many defensive consistency issues. Group B. Here we have Canada, Qatar, Switzerland, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Honestly, I don't think there will be too many surprises here. For me, Switzerland finishes first. Between Canada and Bosnia, I give Canada a slight edge. So, I'd say Canada advances in second place. Qatar will probably finish last in the group. Switzerland is the most tactically structured team. Canada has a lot of physical intensity and strong transitions. Bosnia depends too much on individual talent, and Qatar's level drops significantly outside of its home environment. Group C. In Group C, we have Brazil, Scotland, Haiti, and Morocco. I don't expect many surprises here either. Unless something crazy happens, Brazil should comfortably finish first in the group. That said, I definitely wouldn't underestimate Morocco. In fact, I think they'll finish second. Scotland would finish third and Haiti last. Brazil has unbelievable individual talent and incredible attacking power. Morocco is tactically very solid and extremely difficult to play against. Scotland competes physically but lacks overall quality. And Haiti, honestly, is going to struggle defensively. Group D. This group features Australia, the United States, Paraguay, and Turkey. This one is much harder to predict, but if I have to commit, I'd say the United States finishes first and Turkey second. I'd personally love to see Paraguay advance, but honestly, I think they'll finish third. Australia, for me, ends up last. Normally, I wouldn't put the United States as a clear favorite, but in this specific group, I think they have more intensity, more depth, and a faster tempo than the others. Turkey has plenty of attacking talent. Paraguay is competitive, but struggles to create chances. And Australia relies too heavily on physicality. Group E. Here we have Germany, Ivory Coast, Curacao, and Ecuador. Honestly, I think first place here is pretty obvious. Germany should comfortably top the group. In my opinion, Ecuador finishes second, Ivory Coast comes in third, and Curacao finishes last. Germany is structurally superior. Ecuador plays with incredible intensity and can compete very well. Ivory Coast has talent and physicality, but also a lot of an inconsistency. And while I don't know too much about Curacao, on paper they look like the weakest team in the group. Group F. This group includes Japan, the Netherlands, Tunisia, and Sweden. If this were Captain Tsubasa, Japan would easily win the group. But this is real life, so I'd say the Netherlands finishes first. Sweden probably finishes second, Japan third, and Tunisia last. The Netherlands has tremendous collective quality. Sweden is physically very solid. Japan plays very technical football, but struggles more in physical battles. And Tunisia has serious offensive production issues. Group G. Here we have Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. For me, Belgium finishes first without much debate. The fight for second place is much more open, but I'm going with Egypt. Iran finishes third and New Zealand last. Belgium still has enormous talent. Egypt has the game-changing factor of Mohamed Salah. Iran is organized but offensively limited. New Zealand is clearly a level below the rest. Group H. This is a very tough group. Saudi Arabia, Cape Verde, Spain, and Uruguay. And honestly, Spain won't have an easy time finishing first. Uruguay is a historic national team, extremely competitive and very difficult to beat. Still, unless something unexpected happens like Spain collapsed in the 2014 World Cup, I think Spain finishes first and Uruguay second. Saudi Arabia finishes third and Cape Verde fourth. Spain dominates through possession and game control. Uruguay is incredibly dangerous in transitions and physical duels. Saudi Arabia can compete, but struggles badly against elite teams. And Cape Verde, honestly, looks like the weakest team in the group. Group I. Here we have France, Norway, Senegal, and Iraq. I think everyone agrees France should finish first fairly comfortably. Senegal, because of their physicality and competitiveness, finishes second. Norway comes in third, and Iraq fourth. France is probably the most complete team in the tournament. Senegal is physically incredible. Norway has offensive talent, but there are defensive concerns, and Iraq is simply a level below the others. Group J. This group features Messi's Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Argentina still has a winning structure and enormous tournament experience. Logically, they should finish first. Austria because of their tactical organization would finish second. Algeria third, and Jordan fourth. Argentina knows how to compete in tournaments like very few national teams do. Austria is extremely organized. Algeria is defensively inconsistent. Jordan has a lower overall level than the rest. Group K. Here we have Colombia, Portugal, Uzbekistan, and DR Congo. Portugal has incredible squad depth, so for me they finish first. Colombia comes in second. Between Uzbekistan and DR Congo, I have more doubts, but I'd say DR Congo finishes third and Uzbekistan fourth. Portugal has tremendous attacking talent. Colombia competes very well in transition. DR Congo has physicality, but also inconsistency. And Uzbekistan looks like the least competitive team in the group. Finally, in Group L we have Croatia, Ghana, England, and Panama. Unless there's a surprise, England should finish first, Croatia second, Ghana third, and Panama last. England has tremendous physicality and attacking talent. Croatia remains a very well coached and organized team. Ghana has potential, but too much tactical inconsistency. And Panama is clearly below the rest. Best third place teams. As for the 8 best third place teams, I would go with Japan, South Korea, Ivory Coast, Paraguay, Norway, Algeria, Ghana, and Iran. I think these are the teams most capable of remaining competitive even after finishing third in their groups. Round 32. Czech Republic versus Canada. I see Canada as a slight favorite here. They have more physical power and better transitions, although the Czech Republic is tactically more structured. Germany versus Paraguay. I'd love to see Paraguay advance, but honestly, Germany is a huge favorite. Better offensive metrics, better high pressing, and much more control overall. The Netherlands versus Morocco. Morocco can compete, but I think the Netherlands simply has too much collective quality. Brazil versus Sweden. Brazil is a massive favorite. Far superior attacking talent and much more individual creativity. France versus Japan. If this were Captain Tsubasa, Japan would win easily with Tsubasa Ozora. But in real life, France is far superior. Ecuador versus Senegal. This match feels extremely even. But I think Senegal has more tournament experience and a stronger defensive structure. Mexico versus Ivory Coast. Mexico usually improves in short tournaments, while Ivory Coast is too inconsistent defensively. England versus Norway. England has far more depth and attacking quality. Unless there's a surprise, England should advance. The United States versus Algeria. The US has more tempo and intensity. Algeria has talent, but less consistency. So I see the United States advancing. Belgium versus North Korea. Belgium is an overwhelming favorite here. Honestly, it would be a massive shock if they didn't advance. Colombia versus Croatia. Very balanced matchup. But Croatia usually handles tight games extremely well. Slight edge to Croatia. Spain versus Austria. Austria is an uncomfortable opponent, but Spain should prevail thanks to possession and overall quality. Switzerland versus Iran. Very tight match, but I see Switzerland is slightly superior. Argentina versus Uruguay. Historic matchup, very balanced, but Argentina usually handles knockout games better. Portugal versus Ghana. Portugal is the clear favorite because of squad depth and attacking quality. Turkey versus Egypt. Very even matchup, but I think Turkey's collective play gives them the edge. Round of 16. Germany versus France. Extremely difficult game. Germany presses better, but France has more firepower and more offensive depth. I'm going with France. Canada versus Netherlands. The Netherlands are clearly superior in structure and game control. Brazil versus Senegal. Senegal can compete physically, but Brazil simply has too much talent going forward. Mexico versus England. I'd love to see Mexico pull off the upset, but England has more individual quality and more offensive weapons. Croatia versus Spain. Croatia always competes, but it trusts Spain's possession and control enough to see them advancing. The United States versus Belgium. Belgium has more attacking quality and more experience in games like these, so that the United States gets eliminated here. Argentina versus Turkey. Argentina is a heavy favorite. Turkey can hurt teams on the counter-attack, but I still see Argentina advancing. Switzerland versus Portugal. Portugal has more offensive talent and more solutions in tight knockout games. Switzerland gets eliminated here. Quarterfinals. France versus Netherlands. The Netherlands compete very well, but France has more depth and better transitions. I think France advances. Spain versus Belgium. Extremely difficult match. Belgium has enormous individual talent, but Spain controls games better. That matters a lot in knockout football. Still, I wouldn't feel comfortable at all, but I'm predicting Spain advances to the semifinals. Brazil versus England. Very balanced matchup. England has physicality and structure, but Brazil has more individual brilliance. I'm taking Brazil by a very small margin. Argentina versus Portugal. Very tactical and very tight match. Portugal has more offensive depth, but Argentina usually performs better in major knockout games. I'm going with Argentina. Semifinals. France versus Spain. Obviously, I'd love Spain to advance. But honestly, I think France arrives stronger. More depth, more transition quality, and less depending on controlling possession. Unfortunately, I don't think Spain reaches the final. Brazil versus Argentina. Absolute blockbuster matchup. Very even game. But I think Brazil has a slightly higher offensive ceiling. I'd love Argentina to reach the final, but my prediction is Brazil by the narrowest margin. Now we arrive at the grand final, France versus Brazil. Brazil comes in with more individual talent and unbelievable attacking potential. France, on the other hand, arrives with more balance, more stability, and probably the most complete squad in the tournament. Brazil can reach incredibly high peaks, but they can also become chaotic at times. France feels like the more stable team and the one better prepared to survive difficult matches. And in a World Cup this long, that matters a lot. That's why my final prediction is that France will win the 2026 World Cup. Because in short tournaments, the most spectacular team doesn't always win. The most stable one usually does. And for me, that team is France.